Welcome everyone to the Yisra'el Magazine YouTube podcast show. Allow Yah. I am Ahk Benayah of Benayah Speaks. Many of you may know our show from my wife's side with our dear Kotis. She has put in work and honestly, she set the bar high for me. She has spoken with many sisters in Yisra'el, in Yisra'el, that are trailblazing a unified front in sisterhood. So now is my turn. It's my turn to turn up the heat with and for my brothers. You know, we're doing this for my brothers, my Akiem. So today we have a special invited guest, my dear brother, Ahk Yahu, and as many know him as Demetric Pruitt. Welcome, Ahk.
Hey, shalom, everyone. Barak Yahuwah, all the names to the Master Yahuwah.
Allow Yah. Brother, you know, you and I have had many conversations.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, we've talked about all types of things, you know, things to help each other, to better each other, to just make us better all around men for the Most High Yah.
Right.
And, you know, when I first approached you, I said, man, you know, after I got to know you, I said, man, it's important that people know who you are. You know what I mean? Not just for the music, because your music is powerful. Your music, you know, it heals, it provokes thought. It teaches. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to get people to know who this brother is, who my brother is, and why does he bring forth such music? The message is in the music, man, because I'm gonna tell you, like I had told you before, remember I was telling you about the song when you were speaking about your father. Man, look, bro, the first time I heard that thing, man, I broke down, bro, for real. Like it touched me in my spirit, and yes, sir. And it was emotional because it was like as you was telling your story, I was reliving my own story. Right. You know, and it made me kind of go into the depths of myself and really see like where I had been, what I had done, and who I am today, you know. Right. And it's not many songs that really get you to do stuff like that, to really take a deep look at yourself. And that was like a journey then, you know. It was like, and I wasn't doing, me and my wife, we weren't doing these things. We weren't doing podcasts. We were making little videos and stuff like that, but really it was for ourselves. Right. You know. We've been making little videos here and there, almost as a notebook, almost as a time capsule. You know what I mean? Something that we could look back on and say, hey, we did this, or hey, we could do this better. You know what I mean? It's about growth. Right. You know? It's from esteem to esteem, Ahk. It's like Yahuwah's been getting you ready for this time. You know, so Barak Yahuwah. And yeah, that song is real heavy, man. You know, it took me longer than usual to write that song because I was in, you know, my dad had just passed away, and so even seeing the transparency through the song, you know, we all have trauma in our families and different traumas and stuff like that. But I wanted to pinpoint the fact that I still appreciated my parents, although, you know, I grew up with traumas and just different things, seeing them argue, seeing them fuss and fight, but staying together. You know what I mean? Them not really knowing Yahuwah, but still getting Torah out of even what I saw. Them trying to raise a family and not really having all the tools in regards to Torah, you know, but still honoring them and appreciating what I had, you know. So that's why that song means a lot. So Barak Yahuwah. Barak Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Yes, sir. And, you know, just reflecting on a lot of the music that you have out there, what has what keeps you propelled in making the music? Because, you know, I look at our brothers and sisters who are making music today, you know, for Yisra'el, and it's not as productive financially as it would be in the world, you know?
Right.
So a lot of times I'm always thinking, like, what keeps these brothers and sisters going? I mean, I know the truth of it, but, you know, I just want you to express it your way. What keeps you going and keep putting, you know, music out there without really having that financial gain come from it? Because I know personally, you're one of the hardest working brothers I know, man. So,
man, it was so hard for us to even get this interview out because I'm always working, man. Driving.
Yes, sir.
I've been putting in hours and hours, man. But honestly, man, to be honest, man, first and foremost, what keeps me going is Yahuwah and his love for his people, you know, and he's put that in me, you know. Man, I love giving music to my people, man. I love the fact that, you know, they have music to listen to that's not, you know, tainting their soul or not, you know, not bringing damage to their mental. You know what I mean? They got music that they can meditate on and correct themselves, you know what I'm saying? And look at themselves and identify themselves with being part of a wonderful creation that Yahuwah has made, you know? So that's my whole purpose is you know, is to give back to his children, his people. You know, this is just, I'm just doing my part, basically, you know, like, we have many gifts, you know, in Yisra'el, you know, and, you know, this is just one of my gifts, and actually it's just, what Yahuwah commanded me to do, you know. I gave up music, man. You know, I gave up doing music, man, and, Yahuwah told me to write. This years back, he told me to write, and, I just started writing, man. I just started writing, you know, but, you know, my payment for me, it ain't about, you know, the money and we put into the videos and the stuff we put, you know what I mean? We don't get donations, you know, we don't get like, you know, a lot of times, you know, this is just art, you know, Yahuwah just leading the way and allowing us to work with our hands and put away money just so we can get video shot for the people. Cause, you know, man, I love giving to the people, man, so they can have something, you know. It's so much, as we know, so much wickedness out there, you know, so much wicked music, you know, and entertainers that have made deals with the other side, you know, and so we have uphill battle even with that, you know, because so many people are still hearkening to those things, you know, being seduced by, you know, spirits through music and entertainment and all those things. So, but it's nothing but the love of the people and most of all the love of Yahuwah that keeps me going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, that's big right there. You know, and because I see this, you know, the landscape of music for our people, it keeps changing, and
right.
You know, I see all the time the younger generation getting into the music. The influence that's also coming in, I see that, you know, and I can't sit back and say that I don't. I still see a heavy influence of the streets.
Right.
And I know that's a story that we have to tell.
Right.
But I just pray that we don't continue to keep living that story. You know?
Right.
But
yeah, we could be so much into our traumas at times that, you know, we start to convey our traumas instead of conveying the goodness of Yahuwah, you know. And so we all understand where we come from. You know, I definitely have testimonies that's deep, you know.
Yes, sir.
We all do, you know, but, and I relate when I hear people testimony. It encourages me when I hear people testimonies of how they came from here and Yahuwah brought them to this place where they are now. You know, but in regards to the music, man, there's so much more. You know, Yahuwah's trying to get us to a place of obedience, man, and just, you know, his ruach is uplifting. You know what I'm saying? And so however we can uplift our people, man, and keep him as the focus of it, you know, because he is the focus. It's not about us as entertainers, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, I see people show themselves more than they show Yahuwah. And that's what I try not to do. You know, Yahuwah, you know, he warns us on those things. Like, you know, we're not supposed to take his credit. You know, it's all esteem to Yahuwah, you know. And so what I see in this walk is that a lot of people have a love for the music. You know, they want to do the music so bad, but you still see them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is the main reason why I think I stay out the way so much, man. You know, because I never want to confuse what I'm doing as, you know, vanity or, oh yeah, he want to be seen all the time, because that's not the truth. Right. You know, I have a real life where I work. You know what I'm saying? I have to provide for my family. You know what I mean? And that's the focal point of, you know, Yahuwah is the focal point of my life. And honestly, it's not necessarily, I would say, the music. And, you know, because I'll be busy a lot, you know what I mean? But Yahuwah, he puts it on me when it's time to write, to start writing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, some people they strive to want to be artists, or I want to be the best Hebrew artist. That's not my focal point. Yes. You know, I get encouraged when I hear brothers hit me up and say, hey man, you know, keep going, bro. Like, man, the music touched me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really helped my family. Man, that's my payment. You know what I'm saying? I feel that's my payment, bro. I feel, man, rejoiced in my soul when I hear that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, no, for me, it's always keeping esteem on Yahuwah and not taking his credit, not trying to sit up like, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm nothing, man. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, that's a good word right there, Ahk. That's a good word.
Rock Yahuwah.
And that's why it was so important to me. You know, number one, I had to be obedient to the Most High Yah. Like when I told you, man, when Abba told me to reach out to you, I said, this brother don't know me from a can of paint. He could be like, who's this weirdo? Who's this dude, man? But Abba said him. You know, it was almost like that, like him. Like, go talk to him. And when I finally obeyed that, man, it was like instantaneous. You know what I mean? Like brothers, like, man, like we've been brothers for eons. You know what I mean?
Bro, like when we first spoke, man, I think we stayed on the phone for like over a couple hours.
We you know did, bro. Yep.
So at the end of the day, man, it's like, you know, I have people reach out to me from time to time, right? And I'm always like, you know, I ask Yahuwah, like, you know what I mean, like on the person that he's sending, you know what I mean? Because you just know, man. You know, the Ruach, we supposed to try all things.
That's right.
Through Yahushua's spirit, right? So at the end of the day, man, and like when you hit me up, man, it's like you wasn't coming at me with nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, hey, man, I just, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And it was like instant brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? And
yes, sir.
We just was talking about normal things. I'm a normal person.
Yes, sir.
And I am nobody, man. You know, so when I spoke to you, it was, I don't even know if we spoke on music long. We was just talking about Yahuwah and our lives and our families, and you know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what's important. You know?
Yes, sir. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. You know,
yeah.
When we first started doing these podcasts, I mean, I think we've been doing them about 3 weeks or so.
Yes, sir.
You know, when we first started doing them, you know, I got my wife started doing it first. You know, because I like to be behind the scenes anyway. I like to just do the technical side of it and get things right and promote and do that, you know.
Right.
So once I saw that she was good with it, because my wife didn't want to do it, and this is some truth dropping, some truth be told on my wife, you know. She didn't want to do it at Coty, so.
Listen, I understand when you and I'm gonna stay behind the scenes and I'm not gonna, and then Yahuwah said, no, this is what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know. she does a great job. I listened to the 2 interviews, you know what I mean? And so, man, Barack Yahuwah, and how you guys can kind of like go back and forth, you know, with the different people that you will be interviewing. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes, sir.
You know.
All praises to the Most High.
All the same to you.
Yes, sir. That's why we do this, man. You know?
Oh yeah.
And the other importance too was to make sure that, you know, because like you said, we see all these people. What was dropped in my heart was we want to make family connection, not idols. You know what I mean? We didn't want to just talk to people and make them become idols, you know, because of course that's against the word, that's against Yah. And we don't want to set our family up who may listen to what we're producing and they get, you know, that stumbling block of idolatry in their hearts and their minds because of the things that we say or how we portray our brothers and sisters, you know. So it was important to me that any show that I produced for my wife, that it was something that we were family. You know, we're talking to family. You know, yes, they have the gift of music, they have the gift of singing. Everyone isn't going to have music gifts. Some people we may interview may, you know, have businesses. They may be entrepreneurs. They may be herbalists. You know what I mean? They may just understand, you know, what plants to eat and things like that. You know, everyday normal people.
And that to me, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Because it's so much to Yisra'el, man. It's not just, man. I see people who are great with their hands. You know, you have jewelry makers. You have sisters that know how to like sew, making beautiful things. You know, with their hands. You got people who are very skilled at, like you said, cooking and knowing how to cook the right ingredients that are healthy for our bodies and not just eating any old thing. You know, that Yahuwah has put certain gifts with certain children. You know, so it's not just music. You know, we all come together to make a big old body of believers. But at the end of the day, man, we all have different gifts. So that's going to be interesting. That's really, really awesome to give them a voice too. You know?
Yes, sir. Allow Yah. Yeah, that's the truth.
Man, you gifted, brother. You know what I'm saying? You out there, man, in the wilderness, brother. You just made you and your wife built a house with your own hands, bro. How many people you know doing that? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they out there now. You know, it's not something that's.
But I don't talk to too many of them. But I do know that my brother and his Isha then built them a little home, a beautiful home.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so that's something that you can do. You know what I mean? To share it to the people, because you know, so many of our people are scared, man, in regards to the unknown of leaving this system, you know what I mean, and going into the wilderness and providing for, letting Yahuwah be their ultimate provider. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That speaks volumes. I even told you when I first spoke to you, bro, how nervous and scared I was with it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, and this is all transparency, you know?
Yes, sir. I was the same way, to be honest with you, because, you know, I'm not a builder in the world. I wasn't a builder, you know what I mean? Honestly, in my life, I spent more time destroying things than anything else, you know what I mean?
Oh, man. Yeah. You know that wall getting to where we are, man, from a stain to a stain. I say that all the time because, you know, man, Yahuwah is so compassionate. He's so long suffering over us, man. You know, I thank him for his compassion that he has for his children.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I touch and agree with you. I touch and agree.
Yes, sir.
Man. Well, I tell you, here's another thing I wanted to reflect on when it came to your music. What do you feel gave you the sense and direction? I mean, outside of Abba Yah, what gave you the sense of direction in the music that you wanted to create? Because, you know, if we take a look at the albums that you have, bro, it ain't like you got one or two. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're full albums. And when I listen to music, I listen to the production value of music.
Right.
And I can tell when a brother has invested not only in just, the sound, but
right.
the sound that is coming out and in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Man, like the song we was talking about, about your father, is like, man, he invested in that. You pulled from some deep resources within yourself to make that music, because you took that feeling, those emotions that you were going through, and you made it into music.
Right.
So
right.
outside of Abba Yah, what is giving you that direction like that? Like what gives you what is it that you're tapping into outside of Abba?
Nothing.
Man, look, you done messed up the whole show with that. Nah, I'm joking.
Hey, man, listen. I would, man, all the things to Yahuwah. I am tapped into nothing but Yahuwah. And that's just my answer, man, because I could do nothing without him. When it comes to me first writing, I used to rap, when I was younger, in high school, we had started a little crew, we used to ditch school, man. I used to rap, I thought I was good. I probably was sounding horrible back then, but it was from a sting to a sting. Yahuwah was, just giving me that confidence and doing it, right? So as time progressed, I got better and better. I almost got signed to the industry, but it never happened. And I knew that was Yahuwah, right? And so I always had the passion for music and putting words together. I wasn't the best at it, but at the end of the day, I still had a gift for it. And so even doing this music, I used to do Christian music when I was a Christian, you know what I mean? And I had a zeal for, what I thought spreading the truth, man. I was a real Bible thumper back then. You know what I'm saying? I made a song called Bible Thumper because I'm in the streets, man, out here in LA, man, and I'll be like on people's head. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I'm talking about, bro. I was one of them ones, bro. You know what I'm saying? And but I used to do music back then, and but the interesting thing is, from what I seen, even doing music back then, I kind of got burnt out. I used to shoot videos and stuff for people for free. I used to just shoot a lot of videos for brothers because they didn't have that avenue, Yeah. And what's so crazy about the whole thing, I started shooting videos because of that brother Eshon Burgundy, man, to be honest with you, because he was, I found out through one of my brothers that, man, he was shooting videos. He was shooting his own videos and videos for other artists. So it was so expensive back then to even get videos shot that I remember hearing that story. I'm like, man, I'm going to buy my own camera too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm shooting my own stuff, you know what I mean? But it was really just hearing that of that's what he was doing. Right. You know what I mean? And I started shooting back then when I was a Christian. And so fast forward, when I came into the walk, I gave up music, man. I was not trying to do no music. That was not my lane. I felt I was done with music. It wasn't until I had a witness. First, Yahuwah told me to write. I remember hearing him, or I was in my room when I just heard him tell me to write. And I'm like, I heard it more than multiple times, like, write. And then I just started picking up actually I kind of ignored it for a minute. Yeah. And then one of my brothers, Yehuda, he was telling me, bro, like, man, you used to, even your Christian music had some jewels in it, bro. Even I can still listen to your Christian music that you did, bro, and it had some jewels in it, man. Why don't you write for Yisra'el? I said, man, I don't know about that, bro, but it was like a second witness. And then the more I heard Yahuwah, it's like, okay, let me just write. And I ended up writing a couple of songs. I didn't really think nothing of it. I just wrote them. I didn't know, what I was going to do with the songs. I just wrote these songs, heard some beats, wrote the songs, had them to the side or whatever. But I know it was just Yahuwah, bro. I know it was just Yahuwah that was leading me and guiding me to everything. So I think along with the passion I have for the music, and then also as people, and starting to know more about His Word, and I felt like I could share. I had that gift of wanting to share His truth through music.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that wouldn't be so if it wasn't for the Ruach that He put in me, you know. So I can never separate it. It's always all the same to Yahuwah, you know. And so, yeah. So that's pretty much it. He gave me He gave me everything I needed, you know. You know, when I would write, you know, I always pray before I even write a song. So I can't never take credit for anything I write. You know, I will always pray, Father, what do you want me to put on this song, on this beat? You know what I'm saying? I would pray that. You know what I mean? And because I don't want the people to hear me.
Right.
You know, of course I'm the vessel being used, but I want them to hear Yahuwah through the songs, to be able to relate to Yahuwah and not Demetric Pruitt.
Yes, sir.
But that makes sense. Yeah, you hear Demetric Pruitt's voice speaking, but ultimately I want the Ruach to be led by Yahuwah and not some strange spirit. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your last album, which is called Living Testimony.
Yes, sir.
In your own words, can you summarize that album, the process of you making that album, you know, where your mindset was when you were making that album, what was put on your heart to make that album? You know, can you just summarize it a little bit for us?
Over the years, I'm sure those who know me and know the music, they know I usually put one album out a year. So usually when I go into writing mode, I would start, you know, skimming through beats and just allowing Abba Yahuwah to use me and going to me with certain songs, you know, and I'll just start piecing them together like a puzzle piece. And so every like for me, my writing process is I listen to the beat and let the beat kind of in a way guide my pen in a way, like, okay, what is this beat saying? Not what the beat is saying, because I know it's going to be the Ruach of Yahuwah, but the beat sometimes gives you a certain flow, a certain cadence, you know what I'm saying? And but you know, Yahuwah would fill in all the blanks of what needs to be on that song. So when I listen to a song once it's done, I listen to it and I'm like, okay, wow. And then you have a direction of where you're going. You know, I never even knew the direction until the album was pretty much done. And then I started to get excited. It's almost like a child, you know, putting together a puzzle. And when you get those final few pieces, it's like, man, like, you know what I mean? Because I thought I was done with the album, you know, about 9 songs in. And I just kept writing. Yahuwah just kept giving me more and more and more. And my biggest worry is, man, people gonna get tired. This is a long album, you know what I mean? But I realize I don't put out albums a lot.
Yeah. You
feel me? I only put one album out a year. I'm a dinosaur, bro.
Man, please.
So, you know, these young Thundercats, man, they be putting albums out every 2 weeks. I can't listen, man. I got a lot of things on my plate. I gotta work. You know what I mean? I got children. You know, so man, listen, if I can get an album out a year, man, I think I'll be Yahuwah for that. Yes, but usually I really don't know. Now, the Ancient Path albums, I was in the assembly at that time and we was going through an Ancient Path study. So that kind of led me on that mind, like, okay, you know, so it's always something that Yahuwah would take me through that inspires me to write a certain way. Living Testimony is basically like, it's just we all living testimonies of Yahusha, you know. We are his testimony. So at the end of the day, man, every song has meaning, every song has meaning, man. Like, you know, I have a song called Lust. You know, I had a situation where I dealt with that. You know, at the end of the day, being transparent.
Yes, sir.
You know, I have songs, you know, talking about my children and being transparent to my children. You know, even saying like, man, me knowing I haven't been the best father at times. You know what I mean? Just being transparent.
Yes, sir.
You know, so yeah, I think every song, it to me speaks volumes. But they're all inspired by Yahuwah and what He's given me on those tracks. You know, but it's basically just being a living testimony for Yahuwah, man.
Hallelujah.
I hope I answered that question. I hope I didn't.
No, you did. However your answer came, brother, that's the answer that was for that question. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, bro.
I want to ask you this, you know, about how you have your whole setup. You know, I know you have Became Humble Records, Became Humble Films. What's the difference to you? What's the difference between the two? Or is it one and the same to you?
It's all one umbrella. You know, when I first started, it was just me. Before I met all my brothers and sisters, it was just me doing, Became Humble Films. Cause you know, one of my passions was music, but the other passion I have too, a lot of people don't know, is shooting and editing and doing those type of things. Like, I got a lot of videos that I shot before I even came into this walk, you know, and Yahuwah was allowing me to get better and better at it, you know. So I named it Became Humble Films years before I even came into the walk. You know, you see any of my earlier videos, it was the Demetric Pruitt Productions, Became Humble Films. You know what I mean? And I just carried the Became Humble Films over. And it wasn't until my brother Yon, he wanted to be a part of what I was doing actually. And, you know, he's the one actually, I think, that gave me the name about Became Humble Music. Him and Zoo. You know what I'm saying? And so,
shout out to them brothers.
Oh yeah, man, my bros, man. My brother Zoo, my brother Yon, my sis T Weezy, nephew. You know what I'm saying? Obadiah. You know, the singing genius. You know, yeah, man. All my brothers, man. My little bro, The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Yes, all my brothers, man. And sisters, man. I appreciate them so much, because at first it was like just me doing it by myself. And when my brother hit me up, man, it made my spirit rejoice. And I kind of started to see what Yahuwah was doing at that time. You know, I just was just putting videos out as I could, you know, still shooting videos and you know, just putting songs out. But I didn't really have a direction, just, you know, just being led by Yahuwah. And it opened up doors, and I would say for people to connect with me and stuff like that. And I'm very appreciative. Wow, yeah.
As you know, because I'm thinking about, you know, just as you were speaking, I'm thinking about some of the things that have been put on my heart as far as you know, some of the things that we want to accomplish with this platform that the Most High has given us, the direction. And one of those directions was, you know, in my heart, was that I want to start making short films, because I already do photography. I love photography.
Right.
But I want to start doing short films based on, you know, things of the Holy Scriptures, but putting them into the modern day setting, but literally based off everything that, you know, say if we did it off just a chapter and a verse, you know, bring that chapter and verse alive today.
Right.
And that's something that has been put on my heart, and that's something that I want to get into. So for people like me, you know, because I know in Yisra'el, eventually we're going to get into more movie production. We're going to get into more video production, you know, because like you said, a lot of us are doing these things for ourselves now. For someone like myself who has no background in like videography, that wants to get into that, what are some things that you can share with those who are hungry to just bring something to Yisra'el?
Man, I would just say, man, just the vision of actually completing a project. You know, once that you have that vision of completing a project and letting that drive you, no matter if you have the skills. There's so many people with skills, man, that can't do what I know some of these brothers can do, that might not necessarily have the skills, but have the vision, you know what I mean, for what they want to put together. I would just let that, man, let Yahuwah drive you to and push you to do it. You know, he's gonna help you. He's gonna teach you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to go out and take your camera and get those shots you need. Don't be afraid to, you know, sit in front of that computer, man, and make mistakes at it and keep going. Cause that's what pushes me, man. I sit in front of that computer, man. And that's just me. I can sit in front of the computer, man. If I can't figure something out, I'm gonna sit there until I get it figured out. And it might take me forever, but I will sit there until I figure out how to make this camera do this, or how to make this scene do this, or how to, you know what I'm saying? I look at tutorials. You know, YouTube is like a school too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? YouTube and learn all kinds of different things. But you just need to drive, man. And if you will put something in your ruach to do, don't delay, you know what I'm saying? Yes. That's what I tell them. Don't delay, just do it. Because ultimately, when you if Yahuwah's pushing you to do it, then he's got you doing it for a reason. And it's going to be good for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, man, I enjoy on the Shabbat day, you know, we and my wife read, but then also cutting on the TV and see what my brothers and sisters are doing. You know what I'm saying? And what Yahuwah's giving them to do or put together. You know what I'm saying? That that makes my heart rejoice, bro.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Because we so gifted.
Yes, sir.
We're gifted people, man. We got to learn to love one another, man. But we are very gifted. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah has given us gifts. You know, all the things to Yahuwah. But yeah, if he put this on you, then I know it's going to be masterful. You know, man, I look at the magazine cover. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you piece it together. I don't know how to do a magazine cover. But, man, you worked on it.
Allow y'all.
You know, that's a gift that you have. So, man, Barak Yahuwah, man, you could do all things to Yahusha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the thing we need to take away from, you know, this whole walk is we can do all things to Yahusha. As long as it's right. You know what I'm saying? We can do all things to him. So never doubt what the gift Yahuwah has put in you, and you know the mind. Because if I would have doubted, I wouldn't be doing this music. True. I wouldn't be shooting these videos. I wouldn't be doing none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Allow y'all. And thank you for that inspiration. You know, because you said something real powerful when you started on that. You said to finish the project. You know,
man, it's so important to finish, bro, because the enemy will tell you, oh man, this ain't gonna be nothing. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Don't even finish it, bro. It was just a fleeting thought, you know what I'm saying? But no, don't let that stop you. You keep going. You know what I'm saying? Unless Yahuwah himself is stopping you, then you stop. But if he's putting in you to create something for his people, for them to be able to be encouraged, you know what I'm saying, and uplifted by what he has given you to do, then do it. And don't delay. A lot of times, you know, that could be something that we all do. I know I've done it before too, where I would delay. You know what I'm saying? He'll put something on my ruach to do. I've been meaning to do like a series as well in regards to like interviewing my brothers and sisters. And those in music, those who not in music, mainly those who are not in music, but just hearing their testimonies. You know what I'm saying? I've been meaning to do something like that as well. But I've been delaying because I've been so busy, you know, with work. As we all know, these bills don't stop. You know what I'm saying?
That's the truth.
You know, bills don't stop, brother. So, man, the things that, you know, I want to do, it's like, man, sometimes I do have to, like, man, I wish I can get these done right now, but I have to work. And then by the time I get home, I'm so tired. And this is what we all deal with. But I would say, even through that, keep pushing to get whatever he's putting on you done. Yes. And once you get it done, you're going to be so happy, like, man, wow, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you know, I got your back, bro. If you need any help with anything, bro, you know, I'm going to come down there and help you film. You know what I'm saying? Who are willing, you know, I got you. So,
I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, man. 1,000, wow, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Allow y'all.
Allow y'all.
Yes, sir. You know, because I'm always looking at, you know, again, like the direction that we're trying to go with the magazine, in Yah's will, you know, go in the direction he has set before me. And
right.
It is to get this magazine out there, you know, because what was put on me to even start the magazine was that there's a false view of our people. Mm-hmm. And it kept being put on me that you need to show the beauty of Yisra'el. Yisra'el needs to know how beautiful they truly are. And a lot of times, you know, when you look in the news or you look at news clips or anything like that, man, they are not hesitant to destroy the view of who we are as a people. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm talking about those of us who are going through this awakening and understand who we are. We understand that we are chosen people. And there's many people out there that understand that we are chosen people. But the view that we get because of that choice and understanding is so very negative. You know, it's horrible. So,
right. And so those people who believe that they're in control, controlling the narrative of what we are predicted, you know, to look like, you know, in front of the masses, are the same people who, or, you know, they know exactly who we are, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have those on the outside, you have some of those in the inside. You got gatekeepers in the inside of this walk, bro.
Yes.
You know, you got people, you got agents in this walk, bro. You know, we got people who are purposely making Yisra'el look bad, bro.
Yes.
In order to make us look so crazy that nobody will even want to hear the truth, you know? But those who know the truth know how beautiful and how much Yahuwah loves his people. You know, we all know. That's you know right. what I'm saying? That's you right. know, today, man, this is one of the struggles I go through in this walk, man, because we have so many brothers that speaking nonsense in this walk. I can't, you know, I don't attach myself to them, no way, shape, or form, because of the ruach that Yahuwah shows me, you know, and those people would get views, they would get likes, they would get all these things, right. And because this is what they want the masses to think this is what we all think, how we all think. You know, I got a brother of mine, my brother Q, we talk about this all the time. He's still a Christian, you know, and I love this brother, man. You know, he's been down with me for a while, you know, and he always tells me, say, bro, like, you know, I always tell people, you know, because, you know, when I was in Christianity, I used to do Christian rap, so I had a lot of brothers that know me, you know what I'm saying, and kind of like fell off me when I came into this walk. But he's like, man, I tell brothers, man, you not like these other dudes like this standing out, because their whole thing is, man, it's offensive. The stuff that they hear is crazy. How they see dudes having people kiss their shoes and their feet and doing all this craziness, you know. But you not like that, bro. You know, and I tell them, I said, man, because that's not Yahuwah's way, you know. And that's what they want us to look like. And so, man, they want us to look like that. They want us to look crazy. They want us to look so bad, so filthy, that nobody will even come to us as being the light of this world, as being the salt of the earth, in order to save those who are fallen. You know what I mean? Yes. Of course, we know Yahuwah's gonna have his way, either way. But we see it. I see it, bro. I see how, you know, how man, you even talk about how they've been doing my music since I came out.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And blocking, you know, even my Facebook, my Instagram, they got everything hacked. You know what I'm saying? And so I see how they doing it because they don't want this to go to the masses. They try to gatekeep me from getting to the masses, so they will slow my views down. You know, they slow my pages down so they wouldn't go to whoever it's supposed to go to. We don't wrestle with these things that we wrestling with is spiritual. And these people who are putting these plays in, bro, against us, bro, is really, really working day and night to keep us from getting hurt. But long as they could gatekeep us where we just doing shows and, you know what I'm saying, entertaining each other, then what about us going to the masses? You know what I'm saying? What about us going to the people who's lost out in the world in different countries and all those type of things? You know, I'm sure we have some, you know what I mean? But it's so hard because people are looking at us like a joke, but we're not. That's you know, I have people in my family right now that love the music but can't appreciate why I'm doing the music or who I'm speaking about, because they so stuck in, you know, looking at, oh yeah, nah, man, you know, I can't get with that because, you know, these dudes, they still equating, you know, me with like being like these brothers standing on corners. I'm not that.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day, man, I have love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Barak Yahuwah.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day, I do music for whoever has an ear to hear.
That's
you
right.
know, and so, you know, just keep on pressing on because I see how they're working double time. You know what I mean? But we know that we are fine rubies and diamonds and all those things to the Most High.
Yes, sir.
You know how He sees us, and eventually the whole world is gonna see.
Right.
You know, we know that too. So we just got to keep on enduring, man, and I constantly, man, have to get out of myself at times because I see how they do me. You know what I mean? And I get frustrated, bro. I put something on, I see that they blocking my video, or they taking views off my videos, or they basically just just trying their best to stop me from getting hurt. Man, that hurts, bro, because I wanted to get to the masses.
Right.
You know? That's right. But it's something that we have to endure while we're here. You know?
I think that's where a lot of us as brothers and sisters come in too. Like when we do understand that there is a lot of suppression going on, you know what I mean? There is a lot of blacklisting that is going on. That's where we as true brothers and sisters are supposed to come in, and, you know, we're supposed to come in and help our brothers and our sisters. And,
right.
You know, this is where if you're being blocked, they're attacking you directly, you know. That's why Yisra'el Magazine is here, you know.
Right.
You know, now we're going to start pushing them even harder. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're going to have a full-blown interview with a brother, and you can't stop a magazine. I mean, there's ways to stop anything, but the magazine is going directly to the house. You know what I'm saying? The internet can crash, but the magazine will still live on. You know what I mean?
Right.
The memories of all that we're doing is still going to get passed around. Somebody's going to talk about it. So they could do whatever they want to do with this internet. We're going to seek other ways and other means. And I think as a body, I think that we all need to come together and truly promote each other. You know, if we
that's
know
how we crack the code. That's how we crack it, because
that is it.
We're so caught up in ourselves. Sometimes we don't promote each other. We might be having false thoughts in our head about one another, and that's not cool. But you said it, because I've thought of that too. Like, we all shared each other's stuff, and we all did. Because, man, I know for a fact they got my name flagged, bro. My name is flagged, and, man, I'm talking about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. My name is flagged, so anytime my name pops up, they automatically slow it down now. You know what I mean? And this is like, when I first came out with my first album, I was getting traction, and they was like, oh no, we gotta stop this, brother. You know what I'm saying? So they've been doing it to me for over 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine, bro, you know, they must see something. You know what I mean? Like, they must see, because, man, I was getting people from different countries hitting me up. You know what I mean? So they like, oh, no, this ain't gonna work.
That's right.
You know? If we all know that, if we know what they're doing, at the end of the day, man, that's why I tell my brothers and sisters share. See, it's interesting how Facebook works, because Facebook, you can share even my stuff and nobody will still see it. You know what I mean? It's so weird. They think they slick, but when people share my stuff on Facebook, nobody still sees it because it's still restricted.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, only a few people they have it. So only a few people, so it look like people are seeing it, but the masses still won't see it.
Wow.
It's if you share it to your page, you know, you'll notice it won't get no hits on it because nobody actually sees it.
Yeah, I've noticed that because I've shared some things of yours and it'd be like cricket sometimes, but me also, I don't care about likes and all that stuff. I share it just so that it's like a billboard.
Right.
You know, you might be riding by one day and you see it and you're like, oh, hey.
Right.
Or you be like, you know?
Right. Yeah. This game that we are, this matrix that we are putting this music through, bro, it's just gonna get to whoever it's meant to get to. Yeah. I'm under no delusion. I know, we know that the enemy is, he got the industry, he got the media, we just using these tools to be able to still communicate with our people.
Yes.
He's trying to make it harder and harder. I know for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but I just know for me, he's tried to make it very hard. But I still think I'll be who to keep encouraging me to keep pushing, even though I know what's going on.
Yes, sir.
You know how hard it is, bro, to get up and put an album out. And you know that they just sent me something even on distro saying that they were thinking about taking my album down because of some foolish, which I knew it wasn't true. So it was just like, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people is like, I'm talking about nonstop, bro. You know, but I think I'll be who that, man, if one person is able to hear it, man, and share it. I might not know, I might not see it, but man, just share it, share the music, tell your friends, share it, you know what I mean? Because you helping the kingdom, you know what I mean? And that's the only thing. If I put it out there for Yahuwah and you share it, I might not ever see that you shared it. That doesn't even move me. What moves me is the fact that you sharing it to people that might need it,
Right. That's right.
Rock Yahuwah.
Rock Yahuwah. Hey, just last night, right, I was trying to promote the cover of the magazine, and actually I was putting it on TikTok.
Right. And
I go on TikTok, and of course I wanted to use your latest album, to take something from that. I go on TikTok, the whole living testimony was not there, bro.
Yeah, they got me flagged. Yeah, they got me flagged, bro. So you saying they took the album down?
I can't find it. I mean, at least as of last night, when I went in and looked up your music, and then when I looked at everything, and I'm like, wait a minute, where's Living Testimony music at? And so I go and I hit recent, and usually when I do that with any of the people like that I've shared, like when my wife does her interviews, right? Say it was Cameron Joy, who's actually on tonight, or if it was Yamira, Israel, you could go up there, find all of their music. It'll list it. If you click recent, it'll start from their latest, and it'll go down to the last album drop or the last song.
Yeah. Man, this is something, like I said, bro, they've been doing to me for so long. I get people that don't even know me that hit me up constantly. Hey man, they got you flagged, or they got you shadow banned, because one sister hit me up and I didn't know her from a can of paint. She like, bro, you shadow banned because I got a lot of followers and I put your stuff on my page and nobody sees it. So she was like, I get this all the time. I had a brother hit me up, say, man, he had to subscribe to my YouTube like 4-5 times. They kept kicking him off. This is something that goes behind the scenes that the people might not know what's going on. Yes, but they've been doing, like I said, they've been doing this to me and my name for a long time. where, you know, you might think, oh man, why this dude ain't da-da-da-da, but they purposely are flagging, you know, my name, you know what I'm saying, and because of the music. And I believe it's because of the power behind it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? They know it, and man, I've had people hit me up and tell me some beautiful things. Old people, man.
Yes,
how they listen to my music. Different countries, you know what I'm saying? So they see that. So at the end of the day, they just trying to slow it down, man. But it's the people that keep it going, honestly.
That's right.
People that keep it going. I wouldn't be surprised if they took the album down. I'm looking on distro. It looked like it's still here, but I don't know. Maybe later on you can let me know if you see it on Apple Music or anything. But they was threatening to take it down, bro, for no reason. You know? So, and that's the reason why we gotta support each other, because these people are real. Man, they going, I mean, man, they really trying hard, man, to not allow people to hear this music, man. And it's discouraging at times, but man, at the end of the day, man, I know why. I know, you know.
Yeah, they got to keep us divided, because if we ever come together, and I think that's a big message for everything that we're discussing tonight, is that we do need to unite and unify. I've heard it, of course, plenty of times. I think we've all heard it, you know. Yisra'el need to get it together. We all need to unify. We need to take the baby steps to do so.
Right.
And something as small, what we may say is small, is music. Music brings information, you know.
Right.
So if we start taking those baby steps to say, hey, whether I like this artist or not, or this is one of our brothers, so let me share it to those who do like it. You know what I mean? Or just talk him up or talk her up and see where it goes. But I love being able to share music. I see that, you know, there's a lot of groups out there that are coming together. And I mean, some of the Facebook groups I've seen, brother, I mean, thousands of our people in there.
Right.
If we can do that for Facebook, I want to throw this out there for anyone who listens to this message. I want to throw this out there because this has really been heavy on my heart as well. Why can't we unify and begin to buy back land for our people? Right. So, because there's a lot of people who want to be off grid or out of the system or whatever you want to call it. I call it being Yah sufficient.
Right. So
if we really want to do that, and people want to get back to growing their own food, raising their own animals, eating clean food, living healthier. If we truly want to do that, why don't we get together as a entire body and begin to purchase pockets of land all throughout this country? All throughout this country. One day we're going to get there, and I pray we do. I pray we do, because it's an atrocity to me in my heart and my soul when I can look at some of the news clips and things like that and see the outright destruction of our people in full view of the entire world, and there not be such an uprising that we just turn away from this system, period. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. I mean, I understand why, you know, it's biblical, but for just pure common sense, how long will our people truly endure just living under the thumb of an oppressor who cares nothing about you? And I'm not making this about an oppressor, but I'm making this about oppression. Right. About oppression itself. Oppression is literally something that is accepted. You know? Right. And I know that's not something we want to hear sometimes. Like, man, don't nobody want to accept oppression? You're right. So why do we? Right. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely right. So why do we? So we need to do things for ourselves. And you're saying it. Absolute. We do need to support each other. You know what I mean? Like, I think we spend way too much time bickering, arguing, and, you know, it's like the norm. You know, it's like, oh, what happens when you put a bunch of black people in a room? They're going to argue. They're going to fight. They're going to fuss. Bottles are going to be broken out. At least that's the mentality that they want us to have. Right. You know? So they do want to see us angry all the time. They want to see us upset. You know?
Right. You know, it's funny, man. Nothing has changed since the beginning of time, man. You know, you see Moshe having to deal with Yisra'el, man, and how they argued and was going through it, man. And he had to appoint certain people, man, over lighter matters, man, because it was like a constant thing, man, and it was wearing them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, our people, and our people we're special people, man, and I do see that everything that you're saying is so true in regards to, man, how we get on each other, man. It seemed like we like to see each other fall, you know what I mean? And this is another reason why I stay out the way so much, bro, because the ones people get to know you and get to really, you know what I'm saying, they so quick to judge or quick to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hate that. That's the one thing I hate about my people. I wish that we was more supportive. Like, when I first met you, bro.
Yes, sir.
It was nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but love. You know, I'm so out the way that sometimes it could come across like, oh man, his brother he don't want to do this show or do this. No, it's not that, man. I got a lot going on, and that part of my life, I'm not really into. Like, I'm not into getting on stage and doing shows, and that's just not me. I used to do a lot of shows. I used to, you know what I'm saying? I used to get on stage, man, and do all that, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Man, I'm almost 50 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, man, I love doing music and giving it to the people for them to have music, you know, be able to listen to the music for it to be nourishment for their soul. But that's the one thing I do hate is how we hate on each other, man. And maybe that's a form of that sword that you should say, man, a dividing sword. You know what I'm saying? That he say that he's gonna be using to divide. You know?
That's right.
And that's interesting in itself because I see it so much, man, in this walk. You know, I see it so much. You know, the backbiting and the hate, and, you know, quick to jump on social media and expose, and quick to, you know, it's just so crazy, man. You know what I mean? And we see truth, we see falsehood. You know what I mean? But everything has to be handled in Torah. You know what I mean? It has to be. If it's not, then it's not right. You know. Right. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, man, that's how we know if we really his, if we love one another, man. And to me, that's what, you know, speaks volumes. It's just the love of Yahusha, man. Are we really being, you know, living Torah in our day-to-day lives? Are we quick to, like, you know, oh man, I'm gonna point this dude out, cause you know what I'm saying? is you know, we gotta really be mindful of that behavior, man. It's not cool, you know.
Yes, sir. Man, Ahk, let me tell you, man, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you, getting to hear you, and just getting to bring you forward to our people again. And I honestly, you know, why I got you in the hot seat.
Right.
I want to be able to do a part 2 to this.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to do a part 2 is because I hear and I see and I know that you have so much to bring, and with you being the first person that we're putting on the cover of our magazine, I want to give you a little more exposure, and this will also set it up for those who are on the magazine following after you, you know, because most of this, I don't want to say we're doing it on the fly, but we're doing it as necessity comes.
Right.
We're putting a lot of things in place, and we're doing a lot of things, you know, some exciting things. And one of the things that we're being tasked with all the time is, okay, so how much will you charge for this? How much will you charge for that? And my wife had a wonderful, I mean, man, inspiring story, and inspiring Akoti. Shout out to Akoti Nakaya, who lives over in Israel, makes wonderful music. A lot of people know her as Nakia Brown. Bro, she had said something in her interview and this will be coming out in a couple of weeks, but she said something in her interview, man, that struck me, and I have to stick with that because it was already in me, you know, but when I heard that, it was like confirmation to my soul, bro.
Right.
And it was like, you know, we're not doing these things to chase money at all, period. And I'm going to say that again. None of this that we're doing, not the magazine, not the interviews, not any of that stuff. We're not doing it for financial gain. Whatever comes, you know, I've already put it on my heart and solidified this. Whatever comes is going to be out of the pure heart of Yisra'el. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be chasing anything. You know what I mean? And when I just stood on that, man, I was free. Right. You know what I mean? Like the bindings that were trying to attach to me, I didn't want them in the first place. But when I made up my mind and stood on that, I was free. My heart felt so much lighter and things were just so much better. So, you know, the way that I want to do this is to continue to talk to brothers and sisters and to bring them and use these platforms. And like we were just talking about, we're going to use these platforms in the right way. And if anything is raised as far as financial gain, you know, we'll use that in the right way. But I'm not going to focus on, I'm not even going to care about it, to be honest with you. And I know that might make a lot of people cringe, but you know, when you hear this message, Yisra'el, I want you to understand why this brother does what he does, why I do what I do and what my wife does, and we're doing it without worrying about the money that they keep luring us with, you know. It's like such a sucker point sometimes. You know, we get pulled back into the money, and that's what it always comes down to. Right now, I think the only thing that will have a cost is our magazine, because it's going to print, and we're not printing it ourselves. It's a third party that's printing it. But even with that, you know, I can set, you know, full disclosure, I can set how much that magazine will cost. So the printer will charge me a certain amount, and then I can go up almost as high as I want to on the magazine. You know, so if they charge me $5 per magazine to print it on demand, then I could charge $20 for the magazine and make $15 off each magazine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let y'all show me what to set it at. And I'm going to set it at that, you know, whatever they charge. And then what is it going to be? A humble fee for what it is, you know? Because it's more so about the information. Facts. It's also going to be that way with the ads, you know, because at one point I was going to do $100 a pop for a full page. And that, by magazine standards, is very feasible. That's very cheap. Usually it's like $250, which is like around the minimum, you know. But you know what? I'm not even doing that. I'm whatever people want to give, whatever they say that Yah has put on their heart. I want to. I'm saying all this because I want to stand on it, and I want to be held accountable for it. You know, because if somebody see that somebody's trying to say, hey, you know, I hear that brother's charging $200 to $500 per ad, you know, if you want to put your business in there, I want you to understand, Yisra'el, that's not true. You know, I want y'all to move you. So if it was $1, hey, that's what it is. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to keep moving on. But I'm here to serve my family, and I want to show that, and I want to live that, and I want to be the truth of that, you know. And I'm saying this with you on the line because you are a hard working brother. Y'all don't know how hard this brother works. I've been on the phone with this brother, and he'll be at one job and transition to the second job, and I didn't even know it. You know what I mean? But this brother works. So it's an inspiration to me, you know, because you have this gift, and it's so wonderful, and you freely give, you know. Like you said, you want the information to get out. It's about Yahuwah, you know. We want the Father to come forward, you know, and So I'm inspired. I'm inspired, and
hallelujah. And I want to say something real quick.
Yes,
in
sir.
regard to what you just spoke about in regards to the magazine, and just for my people.
Yes, sir.
Because I know how things could be tight, even with my people. You know what I'm saying? And we've made all these videos. You know, a lot of this stuff costs a lot of money. You know what I mean? And this is something I'm just trying to throw out there to seem like it's something special, because it's not. At the end of the day, I'm not taking, if somebody sent a donation, I'm not going to not take it. You know what I'm saying? And somebody donation to my brother for his magazine, Ahk Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fool.
Yes,
but at the end of the day, my heart is not on that. You know what I mean? I'm, like Paul said, I'm a tent maker by day, man, that I won't be chargeable to none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody sitting back saying, oh yeah, he da-da-da-da-da.
That's right.
At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, if you have, I have my album up on my website, at a certain price. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It's not. I don't think it's wrong for people to pay you what you're worth in regards to what you're doing for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But not to abuse it, and not for your heart to be there, it speaks volumes. So at the end of the day, man, if somebody hits you up, I pray that they won't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you 50 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, put my article up, brother.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's what it is, and that's what it is. But Barack, you either way, man. But they know what I'm trying to say. That's right. At the end of the day, man, we shouldn't do each other like that, man. I got a good brother, my brother Kazak. He does Shattered Paradise, and him and his wife, man, and they actually do what you're actually saying too, as far as we're community, and they just bought some land up in Georgia. You know what I mean? And working on that, and they make beautiful videos. He got a Patreon, and at the end of the day, I see how. Man, when I first met this brother, I started shooting like little stuff for him, and this brother was like, man, he showed me so much love in regards to, hey man, I'm gonna give you this. I'm like, nah, bro, you ain't got it, man. I just shot, but I just seen his heart. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And he was being with me, and it was just like, he's paid more than I think it was worth. You know what I mean? The stuff that he was doing. And I'm not saying this to say that's how we should all be. But at the end of the day, like, I really appreciate that brother, because his heart, he don't care about giving.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He doesn't care. He's like, man, he's a big giver. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, we shouldn't be afraid to give to one another and love one another. Not for people to abuse it, but at the end of the day, man, we got to look out for each other. Do work, chargeable to nobody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ahk, hold on one moment. We're gonna stop it. All right.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, honey. So halal ya. It's been wonderful talking with my Ahk and just discussing these things. And like I said, we definitely got to set up a part 2, because man, there's so much I could pick your brain about in regards to everything that we're talking about, and just being a brother. You know what I mean? Just brotherhood in general, loving each other, taking these messages as far as we can to, Yisrael as a body, as a family, and, making sure that all our efforts that we all do, that all of us do, because everything that we're doing now, it's to bring it to the world so that they see this light, because we don't want to hide the light.
Right.
We want this light to shine bright, so we'll definitely do a second part. We'll get more into aspects of the magazine and stuff like that, more of your music, and even with this first part, if you're out there and you're listening and you have some questions for my brother, please drop them in the comments. We're gonna do a live when we drop this recording. We'll be in the chat when we finally do it, and you'll be able to ask the brother some questions. But even if you have some questions before that time, feel free to drop them in the comments, and you know, we'll make sure we get those answered in the second part. But it's been an absolute joy. Every time I speak with you anyway, man, I'm always elated. I'm elated when I speak to any of my brothers. So this has been an honor for me. I thank you for being my first interview. And all praises to the Most High Yah that you are also the first person on our cover, our first issue.
Hallelujah.
Is our brother Demetric Pruitt, you know, so all the
same to you. We definitely got to do a second part. Reason being is it's so much more to be said. I know time be flying, bro. And, you know, I mean, you talk, we chop it up like normal. Sir. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it carry over like, you know, maybe I can be long-winded at times, but
it's all right.
I want to tell the people, man, who's listening, man, I love y'all, man. Those who I know, those who I don't know, those scattered all over, man, that just keep on pushing for Yahuwah, man. You know, I want to, you know, send shouts out to all my brothers, my brother Yon, my brother Zuhu, you know, my sis Tawab, Obadiah, my Ahk G, you know what I'm saying, Sayar, you know what I'm saying, all my brothers, man. I love y'all, man. I appreciate all the elders in this walk that are doing their best, man. My brother, my elder, Leonard, you know what I'm saying? I love you, man, looking young out there, you know. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate, you know, I really appreciate those who listen to the music and support me, man. You really help me keep going, man. And I'm truly grateful. I'm grateful to you, my brother, your wife, man. I'm grateful for what you guys are setting forth to do in regards to giving a voice for the people, man, to be heard. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful, man. You know, so I definitely looking forward to the part 2, talking, you know, being able to talk to, you know, the people. And, you know, those who I don't know that, you know, may have wanted to ask, so why you do this or why you da-da-da-da-da. I'm super lighthearted, by the way, too. So we be clowning all the time, man. People that don't, you know, those who get to know me understand, you know what I'm saying? And also, when I say T Weezy, I'm talking about Tawab. That's the name I gave her, my sister. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, you know? But,
you got me saying that now, man. When I hear her music, I'm like, hey, that's T Weezy.
That's my sis, man. You know, man, I really appreciate my family, man, because, you know, the word says, woe to the man who's alone. Yes, and I don't feel alone, you know what I mean, in this walk. You know, my brother Yehuda, you know what I'm saying? I ain't spoke to my brother in a minute. I love you, bro. If you hear this, man, you know, all the same to Yahuwah, man. For real. So, yeah, man, I appreciate y'all.
Hallelujah, man. And you know what? That bring remembrance to me as well, man, because I too got a family that's supporting us, man. And shout out to my family, my Mishpachah. I love y'all. And just as this brother is saying, you know, our family are the ones who keep us motivated, man. They don't even know it at times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I too got an Ahk Yehuda who, man, this brother can sing. Oh my goodness, this brother can sing, man. And on part 2, I hope that I can remember to play a little video clip that he has where he's singing, bro. Man, wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this out. But that brother can sing, man. So to my immediate Mishpachah, Shalom, Ahava Shalom. I love you. I know we're gonna be in the chat also because, man, my family, they come in on that chat, brother. It's wonderful to have that type of love, Aki.
Oh man,
man,
that's the blessing. I know I missed a couple people. I wanted to say one more thing, bro.
Yes,
I wanted to say Anav. My Ahk and Navia, they had a beautiful baby girl, man. My Ahk Levi and Shalonda, man, they've been so welcoming to me and my family. They part of the Great Awakening. You know what I'm saying? That whole assembly, man, is It's a beautiful assembly, man. So I just want to say shouts out to all y'all too. And for sure.
Allow Yah. All praises be unto the Most High Yah. That's going to be it for part 1. Again, this is my brother. This is my brother.
From another mother, but
From
don't
another
bother.
mother.
Father.
Same father. Yes, sir. This is our Ahk Demetric Pruitt. Yisra'el. Man, support him. Seek his music. Seek out his films, his videos. Whatever this brother is doing, man, I'm supporting. I'm loving. I'm on the sidelines like, you can do it, Ahk. You can do it.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man, so much, man. You have no idea, man. I thank you so much, bro. I thank you for your support. I thank all the listeners, man, for real, bro. It means a lot that you guys listen. I'm happy I'm able to give music to y'all from you, man, for real. That's all that matters to me, man.
Allow Yah. Abba, I went and got him like you told me to, Abba. You told me to go get that brother. I pulled him out, Abba.
Here I am, Father.
Yeah.
Here I am, Master.
Here I am. We made him come to the light, Father. We got him. We got him. Allow Yah.
Right,
Man, I love you, brother. And
love you too.
I love y'all, Yisra'el. Man, y'all are why we do these things. And we're going to continue doing it. We're just getting started here at Yisra'el Magazine. But just be patient with us. We're coming. We're coming. Barak Yahuwah. Bless y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.